Our visit to Denmark was the beginning of our Scandinavian tour with Gate 1 Travel 2017. Here we have a map showing Denmark with the city of Copenhagen there, and then we'll be going up on this tour up into Norway and Sweden and Estonia and Finland before we go into Russia with St. Petersburg and Moscow. We arrived in Copenhagen from Toronto, Canada, a day early for our Scandinavian tour. We arrived with our carry-on luggage, and we found that our checked luggage had been taken off the line in Medford, Oregon for inspection and was not put on the airplane. It went instead to San Francisco, and now it would be sent to us. This meant that I would run out of some of the medical supplies that I would need, and we would be traveling in the next few days. We inquired about the location of a hospital or medical supply store, and we were directed to a hospital where the emergency room gave me what they had, about a 2-day supply. We then spent the rest of the day exploring Copenhagen. Tivoli Gardens is an amusement park and garden that opened in 1843 and is the third oldest operating amusement park in the world, with a 4.6 million visitors in 2017. Tivoli is the second most popular seasonal theme park in the world after Europa Park. We were interested in exploring the city, so we did not spend much time here. This photo was taken to show the rounded corners that we saw throughout the city. A king declared that buildings would have rounded corners at the street corner so that horse-drawn wagons and carriages could round the corner without hitting the buildings. The University of Copenhagen was founded in 1479 and is the second oldest university in Scandinavia. It was founded with a predominantly theological focus. Up until the 18th century, the university was primarily concerned with educating clergymen. Fleur Danica is one of the world's most prestigious and luxurious dinner services, with hand-painted motifs representing more than 3,000 Nordic wild plants. Originally commissioned in 1790 by a Danish king and intended as a gift for Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, it is still hand-painted in Denmark as it was more than 225 years ago. Amalienborg Square is surrounded by 4 identical palaces. The king needed a new royal palace, so he gave tax immunity for 40 years to 4 families who built the palaces. In 1794, the royal family moved in. Notice the newer Royal Danish Opera House across the water. The royal guards were on duty in Amalienborg Square. As we were looking around, we would hear one of the guards shout at someone that had gotten a little bit too close to one of the buildings. The royal family still occupies one of the buildings. King Frederick V is on the horse in the square. Frederick was born on March 31st, 1723. He was given a strictly religious upbringing, but grew into a hedonist who enjoyed the pleasures of wine and women. He became king in 1746 and ruled until his death in 1766. In 1760, Frederick broke his leg in a drunken accident. His last words were reportedly, "It is a great consolation to me in my last hour that I have never willfully offended anyone, and that there is not a drop of blood on my hands." The statue was unveiled in 1771. The Order of the Elephant is Denmark's highest and most prestigious order of chivalry, with a rich and symbolic history dating back centuries. It was established in 1693 by King Christian V, though its roots may trace as far back as the 15th century. The elephant symbolizes wisdom, strength, and royal dignity. It also has a Christian association, representing piety and the defense of the church, a theme inherited from an older religious order. The insignia is a collar, a chain of alternating elephants and towers, a badge, which is a white enamel elephant wearing a castle tower on its back, and a black Moorish figure as the mahout. There is a star, an 8-pointed silver star with a cross at the center. The ribbon is a pale blue sash worn from the left shoulder to the right hip. Membership is extremely exclusive, typically reserved for royal heads of state and a very few distinguished individuals. The Danish monarch is the head of the order. Usually includes members of the Danish royal family, foreign monarchs and presidents, and very occasionally non-royals of extraordinary merit to Denmark. Some examples of notable recipients: the Queen Elizabeth II, King Harold V of Norway, Emperor Akihito of Japan, Winston Churchill, one of the few non-royals ever inducted, and Nelson Mandela. The governance is administered by the Danish Royal Court. Investitures ceremonies are held with great pomp at Christiansborg Palace or Fredensborg Palace. It holds no political power, but great symbolic and diplomatic significance. The Order of the Elephant is often seen during state visits or major royal celebrations, and the badge is typically worn on formal uniforms or state dress. The square has an opening that leads to Frederikskirk, known as the Marble Church. The foundation was set up in 1749, but the church was left incomplete and stood as a ruin for nearly 150 years until it was completed in 1894. Copenhagen has an extensive canal system. We took a canal boat ride as a tour of Copenhagen. Unfortunately, while on the boat, we experienced very heavy rain. Our luggage had not arrived, so we did not have a change of clothes. I've inserted that shot of me with a plastic covering, hoping to stay a little bit dry. A Chinese artist barricaded the windows of this museum with more than 3,500 salvaged life jackets worn by immigrants and collected on a Greek island. The Royal Danish Opera House was a gift from a family foundation to the Danish people. 5 of the 14 levels are subterranean. The main stage seats an audience of 1,400. The ceiling in the main auditorium is adorned with 105,000 sheets of 24-karat gold leaf, equivalent to 3.3 pounds of gold. It is one of the most expensive opera houses ever built, with construction costs of well over $500 million. The Little Mermaid. The sculpture turned 100 years old in 2013. It was inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale about a mermaid who gives up everything to be united with a young, handsome prince on land. Every morning and evening she swam to the surface and perched on her rock. She stares towards the shore, hoping to catch a glimpse of her beloved prince. The statue has been damaged and defaced many times since the mid-1960s for various reasons, but has been restored each time. Gorsen is a 17th century stock exchange complex. The historic building is most noted for its distinctive spire, shaped like the tails of 4 dragons twined together, reaching a height of 183 feet. It was built under the reign of Christian IV in 1619 to 1640. Amalienborg Palace. The long mahogany dining table, which can seat 52 guests, was made from stair treads salvaged from the King's and Queen's stairway in the second Christianborg Palace. Doors and panels were also made from the wood of those stairs. Christiansborg Palace is the only building in the world that houses all 3 of a country's branches of government. The present building, the 3rd with its name, is the last in a series of successive castles and palaces constructed on the same site since the erection of the first castle in 1167. The library serves as a ceremonial library and part of the monarch's official suite of rooms used for state functions and royal receptions. The library is celebrated for its elegant neoclassical interior, richly decorated with gilded columns, intricate woodwork, and ceiling paintings. While it is called the Queen's Library, it contains a curated selection of rare books and historical volumes, many from the 18th and 19th centuries, primarily for display. The room contributes to the symbolic role of the monarchy as a guardian of national culture and heritage. On the right side is the throne room. Facing the palace square is the oval throne room, where foreign ambassadors present their credentials to King Frederick X. The throne room gives access to the balcony where the Danish monarchs are proclaimed. The throne room is decorated with a large ceiling painting depicting how the Danish flag fell from the sky in Estonia in 1219. The Great Hall is the largest and most spectacular of the royal reception rooms. The hall is 130 feet long with a ceiling height of 32 feet, and a gallery runs all the way around the room. The hall seats 400 guests and is used for banquets, state dinners, and receptions. In the Great Hall are 17 quite modern tapestries, one of the greatest depictions of Denmark's history ever made. The tapestry series was commissioned for Queen Margrethe's 50th birthday in 1990 as a gift from Danish businesses and foundations. The slow weaving process, which involved 30 weavers working full-time for 10 years, meant that it was not until Queen Margrethe's 60th birthday in 2000 that the tapestries were put into place in the newly restored Great Hall at the palace. At the unveiling ceremony of the tapestries, Queen Margrethe transferred ownership of them to the Danish state with the desire that they should belong to the Danish nation. This painting is of King Christian IX with his large family gathered at the palace by Laurentius Tuxen from 1883-1886. The painting was not done in one setting. Rather, the artist made several individual paintings and then combined them into this large painting. Christian IX of Denmark has been referred to as the father-in-law of Europe on account of his children's marriages to foreign princes and princesses. Christian IX used to gather his children, children-in-law, and grandchildren at the palace in the summertime. There are 32 royal titled individuals in this painting. Christian and Louise's grandchildren include King Christian X of Denmark, King George V of the United Kingdom, Emperor Nicholas II of Russia, King Constantine I of Greece, and both King Haakon VII and his consort Queen Maud of Norway. On the left, this is a painting of Queen Margrethe, Margrethe II, and on the right is the family photo that was taken in 2010. The Queen there, obviously in the center, and next to her, on her right, would be her son, who is now King Frederick X. Couple of street scene photos. I just thought it was very unique. On the left, that bench created over a traffic security divider planted at the top. Very innovative, very nice looking, and a regular scene in the street there in Denmark. This is a very unique bridge combination tunnel that connects Copenhagen, Denmark with the mainland of Sweden. It runs about 10 miles in total. It was opened in the year 2000. It carries a double-track railway and 4-lane highway on 2 levels. This part of it, as shown in the photo, is an artificial island about 2.5 miles long, built specifically to transition between the bridge and the tunnel. It also serves as a nature reserve and a breeding ground for birds and rare plants. The submerged tunnel is approximately 2.5 miles long. Why a tunnel? a full bridge couldn't be built all the way from Denmark to Sweden because the Copenhagen airport is nearby and a tall bridge with towers would interfere with flight paths. The tunnel allows unimpeded air traffic and preserves marine navigation routes. We crossed on this on leaving Copenhagen and headed for Sweden. And that completes our visit to Denmark. And next we were on our way to Sweden.